Fred, how are you?
Ready,
Merry Christmas.
welcome everybody to the Planning and Economic Development meeting slated for tonight, which is December 10th, 2025. Call to order, it's just done. First item on the agenda this evening is the approval of the minutes. Has anyone have a chance to take a look at the minutes and for approval?
So
Can I get a-
moved.
So moved. Second, thank you. All those in favor of the minutes?
Aye.
Great. Next item is C, which is privilege of the floor. Do you have anybody in this committee or anybody out in the audience who would like to speak on the privilege of the floor tonight? Hearing none, we'll get right into the resolutions. We've got a few of them tonight, folks, so we're going to try to get through them and give the right amount of time we need to. So first item on the first resolution is to confirm reappointments for Chautauqua County Planning Board.
Hi, my name is Lauren Sharp. I'm a senior planner with the Department of Planning and Development. This resolution is reappointing 3 individuals who currently serve on the planning board, and they have agreed to continue to serve for another 3 years.
Fantastic. Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
many years ago, the legislature and the concurrence of the county executive began listing all appointees to boards and commissions, not just by their mailing address, but by the municipality they actually live in. We have a resolution tonight that has our own Lisa Vanstrom is listed as Jamestown, New York, and another gentleman on Strunk Road listed as Jamestown, New York. Lisa is not in the city of Jamestown. She's in the town of Ellicott. The Strunk Road probably is town of Ellicott as well. I've made a request today in writing to the executive and the chair of the legislature that from now on, all these appointments, any board and commission, that it lists what municipality the person is from. Zip codes don't correspond generally with our municipalities. I believe that Jamestown 14701 has about 40,000 people. City of Jamestown has 28,000. A regular person, as opposed to a 74-year-old veteran county legislator, county attorney, would think that if it says Jamestown, that these people are from Jamestown. Or if it says Ripley, that they're from the town of Ripley, or Westfield, they're a town of Westfield. It ain't necessarily so. So I've made that request. It doesn't seem too burdensome that every legislator know what the makeup of our boards and commissions are. And our municipalities do make a difference. Ms. Vanstrom cannot run for office in Jamestown, New York, unless she moves. These borders are very important, and it's important to know with every board, every commission, what municipality are these people come from. So, Mr. Chairman, I thank you for concurring that what is the harm of letting us know where these people, what municipality they come from, and I'm sure the executive and the chair of the legislature will have no problem with that minor change going forward in 2026. Thank you.
Right. Thanks for that. Okay, the second resolution is to confirm reappointments for Chautauqua County
we
Soil
gotta
and
vote
Water.
on the first
Well,
one.
I'm sorry, we have to
Vote.
Getting way ahead of myself here. All those in favor of the
Aye.
appointments? Chocolate. All those unopposed? Carried. Second resolution is to confirm reappointments for Chautauqua County Soil and Water Conservation District Board of Directors. Who we have Dave McCoy. Dave, you want to introduce yourself, Dave McCoy?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dave McCoy. I'm Chautauqua County Watershed Coordinator, and I work within the Chautauqua County Department of Planning and Economic Development. This resolution is to reappoint 3 members of the Soil and Water Board currently serving. They do a good job, and they're worthy of reappointment.
Okay. Does anyone have a chance to take a look at all the list of reappointments?
Yep.
Committee? Are we satisfied with that? Okay. All those in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Pass. Thank you. Thanks, carried. Thanks, David. Third resolution this evening is to confirm reappointments for the Conowongo Watershed Commission.
Again, these 5 people are currently serving in this capacity. These are all reappointments. They all do a very fine job, and they're certainly worthy of being reappointed.
Okay, great. Let's get a chance to take a look at the resolution committee.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
I'd just like to make a comment.
Sure
that,
thing.
We are clearly indebted to these individuals who serve on this commission because they were responsible for overseeing the dredging of all of the dams in Chautauqua County. And this was a very crucial year for our dams, the restoration of our dams, something that was long overdue, and we got it accomplished this year with the help, the excellent help and supervision of these individuals. So we're clearly indebted to their service.
All right, thank you very much for that, Mr.
Mr.
Cheyenne.
Chairman,
Thank you. Yes, that's Fred.
If I could ask David, speaking of Conowongo, once the Chattacoin and the Cassadaga come together to make the Conowongo, right? Under the current 2% occupancy tax legislation that this legislature did not ask for in that format, can the 2% occupancy tax money be used on the Conowongo in Chautauqua County?
At one time it was, it no longer is.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Okay.
And, excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yep, go ahead.
If I'm here in 2027, we've already got it on our calendar for Olivia, that in January of '27, we actually work on a true home rule request for the 2% and the 3% to set it up the way this legislature wants it, not the way somebody in Albany wants it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Noted. Thank you. Thank you, Fred. Noted. All those are the resolution that was presented just now.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. All those opposed? Not hearing any. Motion's or resolution's carried. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
The next resolution is to confirm reappointments to the Chautauqua County Agriculture and Farmland Protection Board.
Hi, Lauren Sharp.
Again,
again
Lauren
from
Sharp. Hey,
The
Lauren, how are
Department
you?
of Planning and Development. We have 2 members up for reappointment. Both are currently serving on the board. Both agreed to continue serving. I guess that's it. If you have any questions.
Again, has everyone had an opportunity to see
Yep.
the list? Any concerns, questions on that? If not, all those in
Chairman.
yes, sir.
Is it a conflict of interest to me to sign on appointing myself?
I don't know if that is that a conflict or not.
You have no monetary interest. Well, I shouldn't. I'm not the county attorney anymore,
Mr. Chair,
but
would that be?
you have no monetary interest.
He's not compensated for his service on this
He's not?
committee, so
I don't
it's not a
think so.
conflict of
I
interest.
don't think so.
Yeah.
Thank-
It's
You're all
very
set.
consistent with his service on the legislature.
Okay, great. Thank you for that, Chair. I
It
appreciate
just
it.
seems a little unseemly.
Don't sign. You don't have to.
All those in favor of the resolution presented just now?
No, just do more.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
You don't need
Not hearing it,
Yeah.
the resolution is passed. Thank you very much, Lauren. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, resolution number 5 is to confirm transfer of Hangar A at the Chautauqua County Airport, Jamestown, from CCIDA to the county. Can you please introduce yourself, sir?
Mark Geis, Deputy County Executive for Economic Development and CEO of the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency. This resolution is to confirm transfer of Hangar A at the Chautauqua County Jamestown Airport from the CCIDA to the county and to retire the CCIDA bond debt. So I'm going to give you a little background as best I can, because it goes back a long way and it's somewhat complicated, but I'm going to do my best here. So the county and the IDA collaborated to construct a new hangar A, at the Jamestown Airport, about 10,000 square feet. They collaborated in the mid-'90s to build that, and this involved the county leasing land to the IDA for up to 30 years, starting in 1995 and terminating in 2025. The CCIDA and the county constructed Hangar A in 1995 and 1996 using proceeds from a $252,000 CCIDA bond purchased by the county. The interest rate on that bond was 5%, and the maturity date on that bond was 2016. This is important. Language in the bond agreement states the following, and I didn't put it all in here, but the bond is a special obligation of the agency payable solely from the revenues derived from the project, including but not limited to sublease and loan agreements with the project. And it continues, nor shall this bond be payable out of any funds of the agency, the IDA, other than those pledged. The liability of the agency shall be enforceable only out of the agency's interest in the project, and there shall be no other recourse against the agency. Okay? So all rental income proceeds from Hangar A since the initial lease were applied to Hangar A bond until 2020, when the county took over leasing responsibilities, and thereafter the lease payments were not applied to paying down the bond principal or interest. The ground lease with the IDA was terminated in 2023, at which time the county assumed ownership of the property pursuant to the lease language. However, the bond debt balance of $81,371 remains on the county's books. Hangar A was improved when Luscombe leased it, using proceeds from a CCIDA loan, which included things like heat, offices, bathrooms, overhead doors, etc. So in talking with John McAmur, the airport manager, we would value that hangar at well over $500,000 as it sits today. Again, the bond language states that the IDA is responsible for paying down the bond only to the extent that the CCIDA receives revenues derived from leasing Hangar A, not from any other agency funding sources. Furthermore, any liability of the agency shall be enforceable only out of the agency's interest in the project, and there shall be no other recourse against the agency. This resolution will officially transfer Hangar A to the county and will forgive the remaining bond debt of $81,371,000 via this resolution.
Can I just ask one question?
Sure thing.
So if the bond was supposed to mature in 2016 at a 5% rate, how come it wasn't paid in full by 2016?
Because the lease payments weren't enough
Enough,
to cover
okay.
the bond payments.
Okay, that's
So it
perfect.
extended and extended,
Okay.
Okay.
I was just doing that
Yep.
in my head.
Okay,
Okay.
that makes sense. Does anyone-
So really, you're giving us a $500,000 hangar to forgive 81,000.
yeah.
Pretty much.
Sounds like a deal.
Okay. Do we have any,
Is there anything in the
Go ahead, John.
hangar now?
Yes.
Well, sort of.
No, so the equipment, Luscombe's equipment is still in there. Okay? The individual that purchased it was supposed to get the stuff out of there several months ago. And we've been battling with him to get the stuff out of there.
Battling.
We finally got his attention
okay.
through legal means to act immediately and get the stuff out of there by the end of the month, or we're gonna take legal action.
Is anything in there, if I can ask, is there anything in that hangar worth anything for us to sell and maybe recoup?
Yes, so if this individual doesn't get the stuff out of there by the end of this month, we have other avenues.
Who's monitoring that, Mark? Who's,
What's that?
John is, I can read you John's.
John?
John McAmur
Okay,
is the
McAmur's
airport
doing-
manager. Yep.
Okay, so,
And Brian Bates also is involved. Our legal department's involved.
so we're on top of this pretty
In
well.
the county, the IDA's legal department is
Okay.
involved.
Right.
And so we're really putting the heat on there, on the individual that bought that. He had a guy, trucking company there 2 days ago, scoped it all out, and we're supposed to get a schedule by tomorrow that demonstrates that they'll get all the stuff out of there by the end of this month.
It sounds like it's moving in the right direction then.
It's been very
So
frustrating.
this is public knowledge, but the three options are liquidating the contents, keeping and using them for ourselves, which is not feasible, scrapping the contents, or arranging for removal of the contents at the expense of the owner.
Yep. And charging back rent.
Yes.
And those are all things we threatened.
Okay. Mr. Johnson, you get something?
So just a question, so
Yes.
assuming one way or another within weeks or months it gets cleaned out, what are we gonna use it for?
So John McAmer, and he couldn't be here tonight. He wanted to be. He had an event with his children, but they did an RFP for that hangar several months ago and got 3 credible,
Offers.
proposals. So he's sort of waiting to act on those until this stuff is gone. The equipment is out of that building. Now, whether he wants to act on those or he may even decide that he wants to send out a new RFP. But he did get 3 decent proposals.
Okay, it's decent.
Is the hangar usable as a hangar for aircraft?
Yes.
Because the big doors work and all the rest of that?
Yep. And like I said, they put offices in there, they put bathrooms, they put heat, they really improved.
Big upgrade.
They upgraded the hangar, so.
Very good.
Yeah.
Do we have any other comments or concerns or questions on the resolution?
Nope.
Committee, okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Not hearing anything, resolution's carried. Mark, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Okay, the next resolution on the docket this evening agenda is to authorize agreement with the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency for business development, assistance, and promotion. If you gentlemen can introduce yourselves.
Nate Aldrich, Economic Development Coordinator.
Jason Sample, Marketing Communications Coordinator for the IDA and the Partnership for Economic Growth.
And again, I'm Mark Geis, I'm the CEO of the IDA and Deputy County Executive for Economic Development. So Jason's gonna do most of the talking here, because we're gonna talk about how we spent the, sort of what we received last year. This first resolution is for, obviously this funding was already approved in the budget, and through formal resolution, you guys approve it. But it's for $170,000 and some change, for business development assistance and promotion. Jason's gonna talk about, sort of what we've done in last year and what we're planning on doing this year. Is that in a nutshell?
Yeah, that sounds fair, Mark. Basically, I just asked Olivia to pass out some of information about what we're discussing here. One of the pages is a budget by county funds. You'll get a comparison of how we appropriate the funding you provide for us in 2025, but also our projected allocation in 2026. I broke it out through different categories of how we approach marketing at the IDA, but also in the second box underneath, you'll see budgets by initiative, where you can kind of break out the specific purposes that we're focusing on, whether it be general IDA marketing, whether it be shovel-ready marketing, which is something we're ramping up in 2026 compared to 2025. The Live CHQ initiative, which has been very successful. I'll talk about that in just a moment, and how that's been well-received, not only outside of Chautauqua County, but especially within Chautauqua County. Some general marketing for the Partnership for Economic Growth, which none of this funding goes toward. That's a separate bucket of funding that we use to market our initiatives with the Partnership for Economic Growth. And then we also have some undesignated or contingency. We always want to make sure we have a little bit left aside in case any other marketing efforts or costs come up that we don't anticipate. But 2025, you can see that we really went across the board with our marketing efforts, and we focused a lot on trying to promote what the IDA does through our services, our obviously pilot programs, our loan programs, through the Choose CHQ initiative, and then we also promote heavily Live CHQ. This is really something that we launched in 2024. In 2025 is the first full year of Live CHQ. That's our talent attraction and retention. I hope you all are familiar with Live CHQ by this point. Businesses have really latched onto it. We've heard a lot of success stories from places like Jamestown Public Schools, as well as Brooks Hospital in Dunkirk, that leverage Live CHQ for their own recruitment efforts when they're trying to recruit a top-notch candidate for one of their positions. They said it's been gone great, and that's really indicative of what we try to do with our marketing money. Not only marketing Chautauqua County outside of the county itself to markets in the region, whether it be Cleveland, Pittsburgh, even New York City, and trying to put Chautauqua County on folks' radar, but also we want to make sure that our own stakeholders within the county latch onto Live CHQ and utilize it when they're recruiting people at job fairs or simply interviewing somebody and want to inform them about what it's like to live in Chautauqua County. So you'll see that a lot of marketing in 2025 went toward that. We're going to scale it down a little bit in year number 3 in 2026, partially because we don't nearly have as much funding from the partnership side of things, but also the shovel-ready initiative that we're focusing on, both Ripley and Mason Park. We want to make sure that we get that in front of key site selectors, not only folks here in the United States, but also in Canada. We've been working with Invest Buffalo Niagara, and some of the money will go toward that. We'll be marketing it digitally and also in print media. So we're really going across the board through all types of marketing and promotion and advertising to get those shovel-readies on people's radar so we can start fielding some developers and see if they're interested in going to those sites.
Great.
That's basically it in a nutshell. Obviously, you have a lot of information there in front of you. If you have any specific questions, feel free to ask. I should note one other thing is that in addition to the advertising we do and the marketing we do, we also appropriate some of this funding towards support agencies such as the Small Business Development Center, the Chautauqua County Chamber of Commerce, partners like that that we feel really do, you know, hand-in-glove efforts with what we try to do in supporting businesses. So it's, you know, a great way to collaborate with our partners in business development here in Chautauqua County, and we do apply some of this funding toward their efforts as well and through support.
Can I add one thing? It's just that none of this funding goes towards any of our administrative costs. So it's all, you know, with contractors or, you know, and that wasn't always the case. So we've made a concerted effort to make sure every single penny that we get from the county is going towards that and not our internal costs.
Right.
I just want to add one more thing real quick. So sort of new this year, this resolution and the next four, the terms will be for 3 years, and we've worked with the county law department, which, as you may know, is trying to streamline the contracting process with the county, which takes on average about 3-4 months currently, down to about a month. So we believe we'll be able to get these contracts in place much quicker through an annual amendment process. So this agreement for 2026 will be for, as Mark said, $170,918. That's consistent with the 2026 budget, and the legislature will obviously approve the 2027 and 28 amounts through the normal budget process.
Great.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, yes, Fred.
a couple of questions, starting with Jason. In terms of promoting Chautauqua County outside of the county, would the return of air service to the Chautauqua County Airport at Jamestown help market this place?
I would think so. I know that's one of the resolutions that the IDA approved at the start of this year because we firmly believe that it would help. Yeah.
And do any of you three know if Congressman Langworthy has put in writing yet his support for the return of air service to the Chautauqua County Airport at Jamestown?
I don't know.
I'm working on that.
So the answer is no, he hasn't. Is that correct, Legislator Gustafson?
As of the last airport commission meeting, no, but since then, I've followed up, so I'm not sure. I can't say definitively.
Tonight, it's still no. The second question is, in terms of business development, assistance, and promotion, obviously, I'm pleased with the progress made, especially with the South County Industrial Park, 60 acres, however many net out is usable, 30-some. That's great. But I don't see in anything we're dealing with tonight, we have job training monies coming out of the county budget or the IDA's own funds. Am I missing something here? We have the Small Business Development Center, which is not job training monies. I'm thinking of hopefully Electrovaya will come. My little peculiar factory tours I've taken for years. I counted, I think, 5 cars at Electrovaya this week, which was up from 3 a month ago. I counted 0 cars and 0 trucks at Serta Mattress, so apparently they're gone. Some of you will remember at the joint gathering of this committee and the Audit and Control Committee, I attempted to give Mark some additional money as tools to contract for job training, presumably with JCC. Is there any money anywhere in tonight's plan for job training? No?
No,
Strictly
No.
marketing out of this contract.
yep. And that's what the contracts are for, marketing. So we're doing what the contracts say.
Well, wouldn't it be marketing to tell a company that if you come to Ripley or you come to our new shovel-ready site, we have job training funds available
Well,
for
we
you?
do that in our marketing information. We do point to all the current trainers, all the current workforce development
Yeah.
entities
Yes.
that are out there currently,
If I may,
including JCC.
through the Live CHQ initiative, we do focus a lot on workforce development and workforce training, as
But
an
my
asset in
question is, in any of these resolutions tonight, is there any county money or IDA money for job training?
Critic money from the Chautauqua Region Economic Development Corporation. We do a grant program, and I know that we've given some to the Dream It, Do It program, which does workforce development, but that's separate from county money.
Not county money. Yeah.
Right, no
Okay.
county money. no.
Thank you. That's what I thought, and that's what I tried to give you, Mark, as an additional tool in '26. Maybe we can do it with a budget amendment come January.
Thanks for that, Fred.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any questions, concerns, committee?
Nope.
Okay, all those in favor of the resolution presented?
Aye.
Aye.
All those against? Not hear anything, resolution is passed. Thank you. Resolution number 7 is to authorize agreement with the County of Chautauqua Industrial Development Agency for attraction and development of tourism-related businesses, I'm sorry.
Again, this fund, it ties in a lot with the marketing we do across the board.
Okay.
You know, specifically, we try to highlight our accomplishments when it comes to supporting tourism. The Hotel Lenhart, for example, is a project that was recently approved by the IDA to move forward, and we also market the White Inn, for example. We do these ribbon-cutting events, and we get that out there in front of people, and we try to make sure that investors and developers are aware that Chautauqua County is ready to do business in the tourism industry. We also provide some support through our publicity and promotional efforts to our key attractions, such as the National Comedy Center, things along the Roger Tory Peterson Institute, things along those lines.
I'll take it one step further. We talk about the fact that we have a universal tax exempt policy specifically for tourism-related businesses. So the Harbor Hotel, for example, we helped them out with a pilot, which was a tourism UTEP pilot. 15 years, generous, and it's a tool. It's a tool to try to attract tourism-related businesses that are gonna put heads in beds, right? It's gotta be a destination. So that's another thing that we do with this money.
Great.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
A question of how, as legislators, we process integrating what the county government, the IDA, is doing in tourism, attraction and development versus courtesy of the current state law, 2 years in place, that 50% of our 3% occupancy tax money is obligated to the Chautauqua County Visitors Bureau, which is now over $600,000 a year. Their sole job, as I understand it, serving on their board, courtesy of our chairman's appointment, their sole purpose is promoting tourism. So they get over 600 grand with no control by this body at the moment. We don't approve a budget, we don't approve a plan, nothing. How do you, I'll put it differently, how do you all coordinate with the 600 and some thousand of our county tax dollars going to the Visitors Bureau with what they're doing versus what you're doing? It's not clear to me how those things mesh.
I can take a stab. So,
Thank you.
Mark and I serve on the CCVB board. We attend regular meetings. We think we have a pretty good knowledge of what we're doing for county money. We work hand in hand with Andrew and team. Andrew serves as a co-chair of our placemaking work group, where we are really queuing up projects across the county that really improve our downtowns, our waterfronts, projects that promote parks and trail development, et cetera. So he's really in tune with developing and enhancing our destinations. And then, so CCVB really focuses on getting individuals here to stay and spend money, whereas the IDA's efforts are really geared towards bringing tourism-related businesses to invest in the county.
Okay,
Just a
that
difference
helps.
between the two.
Yeah.
Good, does that make sense?
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Question.
Go ahead, Fred.
So, all the paragraphs, except for the last one, great. I love it. So, I think what we're doing here is we're authorizing to execute an agreement with the IDA. So I'm just kind of curious as to what is that agreement? What's the text of it? What is it we're empowering him to agree to?
A contract between the county and the IDA for the services that will perform with dollars and other terms, so.
So it's in the budget, he's authorizing us, the county, to enter into a contract with the IDA to provide those services.
Got it, but where does the legislature go? I like that agreement, or I don't like that agreement.
The legislature typically doesn't see the.
That's what I'd kind of like to know what it is we're greenlighting here. I mean, I'm all for doing this as it's promoting tourism for obvious reasons, but we're empowering the county to manage the services. What's the substance of that agreement? And when will we know that?
That's true with any contract, and there are thousands and thousands of contracts throughout the county government. So you, just to, so I understand, you want to look at the contract?
Well, what are we talking about? How big is it? What funds are involved? What is the county promising to spend?
So again, the amount for 2026 is consistent with the 2026 budget, $80,000, and it's really the services Jason already talked about and how he.
So it's that 80,000?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, now you're talking.
Okay.
Now I'm getting the picture.
Isn't there not there a board or a commission that the Visitor Bureau has that reviews all this money and how it's spent? and
Yeah.
We're not
allocated?
talking about the Visitor Bureau with this resolution.
Yes, there is, but yeah, we're not talking about that with
That
this.
I'm kind of, the Visitor Bureau, kind of familiar with.
I was gonna say, the only other point about the Visitors Bureau is that they have a marketing committee that I work closely with, and they provide us with assets that we wouldn't be able to secure on our own through our budget, and vice versa. Sometimes we'll do a video project and share it with them. So we have a great collaboration with them where there's a lot of back and forth in us promoting Chautauqua Lake as a viable tourism destination. We don't have an aerial photo of Chautauqua Lake. They may have an aerial photo. We'll take that and apply that to our marketing and advertising. So I think that's a great dynamic collaboration that we have with the Visitors Bureau. So I really appreciate their help with what we're trying to do.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
On Legislator Johnson's more general point or question, I think a fair answer to him is that the legislature could insist on resolutions that have some detail as to what we're authorizing the county executive to enter into a contract for. The amount of money in general, the nature of the services, rather than a naked delegation of power. So without infringing on the executive administering funds, this legislature could insist on resolutions like this that have some meat on the bones, that would give all of us more comfort in what we're really empowering the executive to do.
So when
I think we should do that. I think that we
That's a
could
good
put more details in these resolutions, put the dollar amount. Absolutely. I think it makes
Does make
total
sense.
sense.
Okay. Good. Good,
We'll
great.
do that.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions, concerns, committee? If not, we need a motion or a
All in favor?
approval. All in favor of the resolution presented?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Sorry, you lost it for a second there. Okay, the next resolution is authorized agreement with Chautauqua County Region Economic Development Corporation for Greenway Development.
So, my comment about the term, is the same as the prior two resolutions. So the amount, approved in the 2026 budget was $35,000. This is funded through the 3% occupancy tax. This has been, really a catalyst for all the, work we've seen and improvements, development of our trail system. The $35,000 supports a contractual position through Critic, where we have Jacob Bodway supporting about a dozen or more local trail organizations, and he's working with them on their priorities and seeking local and state and other funding, and, just tremendous success in the last 5 years. We have about over $1 million being invested in our trail systems.
Fantastic. That's good news.
A lot of those trails hadn't been updated since they were built, basically. I mean, the Parks Department did a decent job of, trying to keep them going, but a lot of them weren't built in the right place, and they weren't built correctly to start with, and so, reconfiguring the trails and avoiding wetlands and all that kind of stuff, and it's been really great. And we did that trails map as well, that have, basically, it's an electronic trail map, where you can look at any trail in the entire county, where is it located, where are the parking lots, what other amenities are around them. So that's gotten a lot of traction.
That's accessible on the website, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, great. That's fantastic. Do we have any questions, concerns on this resolution? Committee? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Yeah.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
I got a
Go ahead.
grammar, maybe I'm just being messy. But back on the resolve, it looks like the executive is providing the services. And if you get that clause in there and all other documents necessary, I don't think that's what you need.
Displace modifier,
I think.
yeah, common.
Let's see.
Because I think it's credit that's providing
Correct.
the services,
Right, right.
And I don't think that resolve says that. It says the county executive is going to provide the services.
Be nice of,
I don't hate to be picky, but
no,
No, it's,
good point.
could that be considered a typo then, you think?
it's just kind of sentence structure.
The previous one is sort of the same.
Well, the previous one, I think, is clear that the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency is the one provider. But because this one gets that clause in there of other documents necessary, then all of a sudden, to me, it looks like.
The county executive.
is providing it.
We'd be happy if you wanted to wordsmith that.
Okay.
Prior to the legislature meeting,
Okay,
All right.
yeah.
I'll agree with
wonderful.
that.
All those in favor of the resolution presented?
Aye.
Those opposed? Not hearing it, resolution is carried. Thank you very much. Resolution number 9 is to authorize agreement with Chautauqua Region Economic Development Corporation for tourism development and placemaking.
So this resolution is similar, consistent with the 2026 budget. The amount of the contract would be for $50,000. The last 2 years, we've used these resources to support 3 or 4 communities each year and helping them prepare for and submit competitive state funding applications to programs like the Downtown Revitalization Initiative or New York Forward program. We had helped the Village of Westfield secure that $4.5 million New York Forward Award. This year, we supported Mina, Finley Lake, Jamestown, and the fourth was not Casadega, Faulkner.
Faulkner?
So we're hoping to support our communities going forward. We don't have intended use specifically for 2026 for these funds, but it'll be along the lines of supporting communities and leveraging primarily state dollars to.
Okay, great.
The return on investment is incredible.
Mhm.
When you think about, we helped Dunkirk 2 years in a row, finally, they got the 10 million.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember that?
And I'm telling you, we did a lot of that. And in Westfield, 4.5 million, right? I attended the presentation that Jamestown gave to the REDC in Buffalo last week about their DRI submittal for another 10 million, second round, so
Great.
money well spent.
It is money well spent. Thank you, Nate and Mark, for that. All those in favor of the
Excuse me,
resolution?
Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Picking up on Legislator Johnson, we have a resolution in front of us on Small Business Development Center that doesn't indicate the amount of money. And it is 50,000,
$59,715.
59,715.
719, 59,719. We will do that in the future.
Well,
I did notice that.
I move we amend the resolution to have the resolve that the county executive is hereby authorized to execute an agreement in the amount of 59,719 with the SBDC.
Well, that's the next resolution. You got to vote on this one still.
Right.
I thought we were on this, I'm sorry.
No.
On the small
No.
business.
No, we're not.
We're
How
on
much
there
is
yet.
this- How much is this one?
50,000.
50 even?
Yeah.
Yep.
I move we amend this one, resolve the county executive is authorized to execute an agreement for $50,000
I'll second
with
that.
credit.
Can I just make a quick comment? So we work with the county law department again to streamline the contract process, and per their recommendation, we're doing a 3-year term. So the $50,000 is just for 2026.
All right, for,
The amounts for
For
27 and
2026.
28 are not to be determined.
I will amend the motion for 50,000 for 2026 with credit.
Mhm.
Okay? And if we can go back to the one prior, I think we can fix it with 2 words. Would you just put in the phrase, for credit to provide services, and you're fixed.
That's the resolution prior you're talking about?
Yeah, if we could reopen that.
Okay, going back to let's correct that one first. Go back to resolution,
Number
is it
8.
8?
Yep.
We have an amendment, was presented by Mr. Johnson.
So
Can we-
in the second line of the last paragraph, after the word necessary, insert the 2 words for credit, C-R-E-D-C,
Yep.
to provide. And
Yep.
the-
Second.
We have a second on the amendment. Okay, great. All those in favor of the amended?
Aye.
Aye. That's carried as well then. We'll make that change. Thank you. Now getting back to resolution number 9.
We don't have to vote to
Oh.
approve it as amended,
Oh,
or?
yeah, okay, I'm sorry. We have to approve the resolution 8 as amended.
So, yeah, aye.
Resolution is carried. Thank you for that. Now getting back to 9, that was going to be amended as well, we talked about? Or no?
Yep,
He
Yes.
wanted to put
50,
50 for 2026 in
Okay,
there.
so
50,000.
did we make a motion to amend or not?
I did,
Make a motion,
for
yeah.
50,000 for 2026 is the
Okay,
amendment.
and we have a second on this,
Second,
correct,
yep.
too? All those in favor of the amended resolution?
Aye.
Okay, that's carried as well. Thanks for
I
that.
think we did one for the amendment, now we have to have one
One for the amended,
as amended.
as amended, okay, okay. Thank you, everybody, for that one, great, so. Carried, okay.
Now we're to SBDC.
Yes, we are. We are at number 10, the authorized agreement with the Small Business Development Center at Jamestown Community College.
Move to amend that the executive is authorized to execute an agreement for 59,719.
Okay,
That period or in the year?
That's for 2026 alone.
okay.
Thank you.
So we have the amended resolution, Fred made an amendment. We have a second.
We haven't even talked about it.
Yeah, but.
We have it? No?
We could approve it before you talk about
Well,
it.
no, it's approving the amendment.
Aye.
Yeah, the amendment. Okay. We're all in favor.
SBDC, we've worked with for 30 years,
40,
40.
40 in 2026, yeah.
So
Yeah.
introduce yourself.
Congratulations.
I'm Beth Reed.
Thank you.
And I'm the director at the Small Business Development Center that is a part of a state program, federally funded largely though, and hosted at JCC. We cover the southwest region for the state, so.
And we work very closely with the SBDC. We have a lot of people that come to us with sort of a nickel and a dream, and, you know, we refer them to the SBDC, and the SBDC works with them and helps them with their marketing and their financial projections and a host of other things. But maybe you can talk a little bit about what you guys do and why
Right.
this is a good expenditure for the county.
Sure. What we do primarily is one-to-one counseling and advisement to businesses in the county and prospective businesses. And, you know, following the SBA rules, which is where most of our money comes from, they consider small anything under 500 employees. So for Chautauqua County, we really have the green light to work with pretty much anyone. So again, as Mark was suggesting, what we advise really kind of runs the gamut. It could be as simple as somebody that's got a startup idea that might need to know, what should they be looking at in terms of organizational structure, what kind of permits might they be encountering, how do they put it into play, right? Or do they need outside funding? We do a lot of work on feasibility analysis, so we can help them do a market analysis, figure out what the potential and where the break-even points might be. A lot of that stuff feeds into the business plan, which is a major tool for accessing outside financing, as well as grants. We've worked with a lot of businesses. This year, I'm very pleased to say we had like 7 large dairy farms that were able to get money from the Farm and Food Growth Fund, but that was administered by New York State Ag and Markets, and they needed help with their grant applications. And so a little bit of a twist on a business plan, certainly, but we can do strategic planning. We can, I'm kind of excited we've got a new international trade program expert that we're working with. She's been in the industry 30 years, but she's in Buffalo. And there's a special push with food manufacturers. And so we've got a few in Chautauqua County that could have access to a lot of money for helping promote that. So it kind of runs the gamut, it's more what the client needs. Some of it's AI discussions, some of it's market strategy, maybe social media marketing, kind of just depending on where the client is. We do sponsor some entrepreneurial trainings too. We have networking sessions that we do every month. Those speakers come in and do a great job, local accountants, retirement planners, you name it, social media marketing, AI experts. We have a lot of different topics that we do there, but again, it's all focused in the entrepreneurial system. And I think I've been with the program for a long time. I started out as an advisor and then moved into the senior advisor position for quite a while, and now I'm the director. I can honestly say we've touched a lot of businesses in the county. Driving around, I'm like, yeah, we did this for them. It's definitely a good thing, and it's money that would not come into the area if we didn't have county and local support. So we're largely federally funded, but if you don't have that local support, you're not gonna get the federal dollars.
Right.
So we
Yeah,
have, it's like,
leverage.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
leverage.
like, over $8 for every dollar that the county puts in terms of money that we can pull in to help the business, the small businesses in the county. So
It's good.
it's a good return.
It's a great return. Thank you so much for
And
that.
the IDA also, just kind of on the side here, the IDA provides about $22,000 to them as well, so
Okay.
we support them out of some of the money that we get from the
That
county.
work well together.
Goes right over to them.
That's a good thing.
Mr.
And it's all leverage.
Right.
They
Mr.
need-
Chairman, mentioned the Small Business Administration. With all the upheaval in Washington in 2025, do you have a sense of whether the money and the tools of the Small Business Administration have continued, or are there cutbacks in what the Small Business Administration is willing to do in guaranteeing bank loans and so forth?
Right. Yeah, I don't see them retracting there. And we expect level or possibly a little bit of an increase in federal funding. On the federal side, they did reduce some of their programs in this area, whether it be the SCORE chapters or PTAX, some of the other programs, women business centers. There was a number of programs kind of in the advisory sector that they sponsored. And I believe, they recognized university-based SBDCs across the country as a really critical point there. And so they've kind of moved more of the money towards us. I think the SBDC is very strong. In fact, at the state level, if New York State would put more money, we could leverage even more money because the federal government's there to support it. They see the value in it, and there's, I think, great support at that.
Thank you.
Now, I believe we made an amendment, or we amended the resolution, and we voted on it. So now we need to approve the amended resolution. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's carried. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Nice job.
Sorry about the tough grilling.
Okay, number 11, is to amend the 2026 budget for snowmobile trail development and maintenance grant. And that would be Lauren Sharp again.
I knew she'd be
Hi, Lauren Sharp again with the Department of Planning and Development. So what this resolution is going to do, will increase our revenue account, for $133,000. That is the amount that we got awarded by the state above what we had put in the 2026 budget. So this will let us accept the money from the state, and then will also let us pass it through to the local snowmobile clubs.
This is great. Do we have any questions, concerns, committee? Grant?
Yeah, so,
It's a good thing.
the state did increase their, mileage reimbursement, so, all of our trails in Chautauqua County are Class A, which is the higher class you can be. And then they also increased our high snow mileage, and we have a fair amount of high snow mileage, which is based on 30-year snow averages.
Thanks for the explanation. Do we have any questions, concerns, committee on the snowmobile? No?
Yeah,
Here.
I ask this every year, Lauren, just a snapshot, what 2024/2025 was the impact economically in Chautauqua County.
Based on the numbers that we have, and we ran, a little outdated, the last study was done in 2011, adjusting for inflation based on the number of snowmobiles registered in our county, the surrounding counties, about 29 million is the economic impact.
About what?
29
million.
million.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for that.
Yeah.
I don't have one yet, John.
Snow is so weather dependent, that's the thing. It's like, man, you have a good year of snow,
We were fortunate to see a record first quarter in occupancy tax revenue, I think, due to snowmobiling. And
Oh, yeah.
the good news is that it is extended into the second and third quarter with,
Which is great news, too. Fantastic. That's good.
Thank you, Lauren.
Okay, all those in favor of the resolution presented?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. Thank you, Lauren, for that. Next resolution is to amend the capital project budget for Northern Chautauqua Local Waterfront Revitalization Program.
Good evening, Sam Bizzafoto, Deputy Director of Finance. This resolution is to correct an error that happened back in 2023. During the course of this fiscal year, the Finance Department and the first Deputy Director, Todd Button, did a very comprehensive review of all capital projects. He noticed an error on this and brought it up. I, at that time, looked into it and kind of came up with the resolution you see in front, submitted it to Todd if we were in agreement. But essentially what happened is, the numbers on this resolution, the increase of appropriations of $65,814, that was our expense through Phase 2. That was booked before 2023. The revenue, the $42,672, was New York State aid through Phase 2. That resolution basically treated it like Phase 1, 2 did not happen, and that the total budget was $258. That was just Phase 3. We have to actually factor in the Phase 2 that should have happened. So that is an error. We are actually contracted above budget based on the error of really adding Phase 2 back in that was completed before 2023.
this is all state funded, by the way. This is not county money that's going in.
So this is
all
state-
funded.
state
Money in,
funded.
money out, so we just fix it.
Yeah, and there was some parts back in the this actually goes back over a
Yeah.
decade to this. So there's a lot of stuff that worked through, up through Phase 2. So there was a local piece at one
Yeah.
part. There's a lot of different stuff over the years, but this was the correction through where we were in 2023, and will now allow us to finish the project and Phase 3, which is contracted into 2028.
And can I ask, like, when you were going with it, you went over the books and found the error?
Yeah, actually Todd noticed an irregularity on the funding when he went through the projects, and then I went back through at that point in time, pulled the resolutions
Just
and went back
confirmed it.
10 years.
Okay.
And then came up with this, submitted my write-up to Todd, he was in agreement, and this is the resolution we're moving forward with.
All right, great.
It's confusing because we've actually tapped into the LWRP grant program more than once. So that's why there's Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3. So just fixing that.
And there's only
Yep.
3 phases.
Yep, and essentially, the budget in the county system right now is $258,000, that's
Right.
Phase 3 only. The total budget's like $323,000 when you factor in the earlier
65.
phases, and that's
Okay.
the error.
All right, great. All right, well, thanks for the explanation.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
you want to leave the spelling mistake alone or not? Doesn't change anything.
We have to amend it for a,
Well,
little
you can leave
typo,
it,
or
but it,
no?
they just vendor with an E instead of an O. Anyway.
We can make a note of that. We'll let Olivia know that. Thank you for pointing that out. All those in favor of the resolution presented?
Aye.
Aye.
Carrie, thank you much, Sam, for that. Appreciate it. Thanks. Next resolution on docket tonight, 2026 budget, countywide resiliency grant.
So pinch hitting for Rebecca Worcester tonight, who couldn't be here, but I believe she presented this project a couple months back when the legislature accepted the funding. But as we typically do within our department budget, is we, for grant amounts, we don't know the exact dollar amount when we're in the budget process. We'll do it by amendment. So this is simply just budgeting for revenue and expense in the next year, and our local share is within our 2026 department budget.
So it's pretty simple, pretty
Yep.
basic, straightforward. Okay, great. Any questions, concerns, committee, on the resolution? Hearing none? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Thank you so much, Nate, for that. Appreciate it. The next resolution is to approve SEQR revenue review of the 2% in-lake occupancy tax grant program projects for 2026.
Hello, Dave McCoy, Chautauqua County Watershed Coordinator within the Department of Planning and Economic Development. This resolution is about the secret determinations for one half of the occupancy tax, 2% occupancy tax projects for 2026. This year, we received 4 applications for in-lake. We've approved funding for 2 of those, for a total of $100,000. These are type 2 projects under seeker, analogous to mowing the lawn and raking leaves. It so happens we're doing what's in Chautauqua Lake with the Mobitrax, and we're assisting the Chautauqua Lake Association with operational assistance.
Okay. This might not, well, it's a little off target. How many Moby tracks do we currently have that are operational on the lake now?
How many Mobitrax?
Yes,
Oh, there are 6.
6 of those? Okay. I'm sure they were in use all year long, is what I'm guessing, too. They were,
You know, that it's really been a popular program.
Okay.
People love to see them come, and they've been effective.
good.
And people really appreciate the effort. It was a bit of a leap of faith by the county, and actually Senator Young several years ago when we received a grant from her office to purchase the first one. We've since used occupancy tax funding and ARPA funding to purchase
Yeah,
more
we were
equipment.
ARPA
So it's been a good investment.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you for that. Do we have any questions, concerns of the committee on the resolution proposed? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Thank you so much, Dave, for that. Okay, the last resolution is to approve the SEQR 30 review of the 2% watershed occupancy tax grant program projects for 2026.
This is the other side of the 2% occupancy tax program for watershed projects, those not being in the lake, of course.
Yep.
We received 9 applications. The top 3 were in the city of Jamestown for McCray Point buffer improvements, public place, a nice place. Chautauqua County Fair drainage improvements, help to limit flooding on city street this there, plus keep the flooding out of the fairgrounds themselves as they flow up into Crooked Brook. Great project. And Elm Lane green infrastructure within the Chautauqua institutions, some really creative things there to help improve the water going into Chautauqua Lake. All good projects with, I would say, reasonable expectations of increasing tourism and recreational opportunities in the lake.
Great. Thank you for that. Do you have any questions, concerns, committee? Hearing none, all those in favor of the resolution?
Aye.
Carried. David, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Mark, thank you too. Tonight.
Thank you,
You
gentlemen.
did.
Thank you.
Which brings us to the last item, would be the other. Do we have anything other we need to discuss as a committee this evening? Hearing none, I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
All those in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Motion, meeting's adjourned. Thank you, everybody. me almost an hour to get here.
I know, it's not nice out.
I went the back way over Fredonia Stockton Road, and these LED lights on the new vehicles, when they